What is up, you guys? Welcome to my Cozy Reads channel. This is just gonna be like my channel where I talk about my hobby that I have, which is reading. And I've always been a big reader, and so I just really wanted to delve into that, have a separate channel where I can talk about things like that in a space where it makes sense. I actually watch a few different reading influencers. I feel like there's a word for it that I'm just not finding. And so anyway, I just wanted to have a space where I'm sharing this hobby with you guys, and maybe we can discuss things together. Maybe we could do like a book club of some sort or something of that nature. We'll see how it goes. I am obviously a beginner. This is my first video doing this type of content, and I have no idea what it's going to look like. I have no idea what it's going to feel like, and so I'm a little nervous, but I am excited. I just randomly had this idea as I was watching reading content. I was like, I could do this to some extent. I don't think I could do it like some of these other people, which is maybe a discussion I'll have about like some rules I think I'm gonna have about like reading in this channel, and how that's going to just be conducive to the kind of reader that I want to be. Like, I see a lot of book collectors, and I want to make sure I'm not leaning too much into that. I don't want to have these excessive long TBRs. I've seen people have 100-something books on their TBR, and that's not something I aspire to have. So anyway, to make this longest story short, welcome to the channel. Please give this video a like. That means a lot. Every day is a gift, and I'm so grateful you decided to spend part of that gift here with me today. In today's video, I have a little bit of a book haul. Most of the books are from Amazon. I got a lot of them on Prime Day. One is from Walmart. I think I got one from like a book exchange type of deal, which I'll go into. So we'll start with the side. So this trilogy I'm actually so excited about. It is the Silo trilogy. I watched Silo on Amazon on Apple TV, and it is just such a phenomenal show. That is just like my genre right there. And when I found out it was a book, I just got so excited. And so the last season came out, I think, in November. It was fantastic. I had a great time watching it. I think I watched it when we were on our cruise, so it was like perfect to download, watch on an airplane. And so I really wanted to read the books because I want to know what happens next, and I would love to just get more into this world. I can't remember why at the time I didn't buy the books, but excuse me, this is 4 books. This is 3 books, and there's like a novella here. This box set was on sale for Prime Day, and I was like, this just seems like the perfect opportunity to read all 3 books and get all 3 books. I'm just so excited to like get more into this world. And so if you guys don't know what Silo is about, I thought the show was fantastic. I don't know how it's going to be now that I'm going to read the books after the fact. I'm not sure if I've ever done that before. Watched the show / the movie and then read the book after the fact, so we'll see. But it's like post-apocalyptic. Something has happened, and everybody lives in these silos that are underground. Okay, these silos are just gigantic. Like, they house about 10,000 people, the levels and middle levels and lower levels. And so the main character, she is from one of the lowest levels, and they control like the power or something in the entire I think wait, I think I'm losing it a little bit. I'm trying to think. Sorry, it's been a while since I've watched the first season. The first season, it's about a cop's, his wife ends up requesting to go outside, which is like a big deal. Like, it's pretty much requesting what they know to be suicide, because outside is supposed to be poisonous. And so it's the first season, I believe, is about like the cop figuring out like why did his wife ask to go outside, and he gets looped in with the girl Juliet, who is from the Down Deep, which is like the lowest levels of the silo, and because his wife ended up going down there. So there's some details that I'm missing about this, but it's like post-apocalyptic. It's about them being in the silos. It's about them discovering the truth of the silos. Why are they stuck here? Can we go outside? Why can't we go outside? Or is the government lying to us? If you guys have read these, let me know what you think. I'm actually really looking forward to getting into this series, and I'm actually excited to have a full series here, because looking at my TBR right now, I was just didn't really want to get into any more series because I don't want to buy any books right now. I want to read through some of my books that I have. So having a whole series here, if I want to get into a series, I have something that I can read through and have all the pieces. So this book I actually got a while back. I actually just threw this back on the top of the pile because I got this back for my sister. This is called Remarkably Bright Creatures. This is about Tova Sullivan. Her 18-year-old son has mysteriously vanished on a boat over 30 years ago, and so she becomes acquainted with Marcellus, who is an octopus in this aquarium. This is supposed to be a great book. This has great reviews, which I'm just looking forward to reading. I actually let my sister borrow this when I was in her room the other day. I was just reading the first like chapter or so, and I was like, oh, this is actually gonna be really good. So this might actually be on my August TBR. We will see. It just seems so different from anything I've read. I don't think I've ever read anything from the perspective of an animal, and an intellectual animal like an octopus. So I'm actually really looking forward to this. Have you guys read it? Let me know what you think. It has these beautiful painted, is it painted? Brushed, whatever colored sides. thought that was really cool. And I believe I got this book off Amazon. This is a book that actually also ended up in this pile. I was just pulling out my TBR from my bookshelf and I just kind of threw everything on the pile. So this is technically, these two are technically not a part of my Amazon Prime Day haul, but whatever. I got this book off Amazon. This is the second book in the 3-Body Problem series. Very hard sci-fi, like scientific facts, very sci-fi heavy, like it is talking very technical terms. And so when I finished 3-Body Problem, a little mentally tiring to read something like that, even though this is technically a work of fiction. I was not ready to get into the dark forest, but if you guys have not seen that series, again, this is actually, that's an example. I actually watched the 3-Body Problem series on Netflix, and then I read the book, and I actually did still really like the book. This is a trilogy, I believe, or is it 4 books? I think it's a trilogy, so this is the second book that I got. The memories aren't as fresh, but I am still looking forward to read this. If you guys love hard sci-fi, this is definitely a hard sci-fi book. It's a tough read. Like, you just have to really be ready to be like really in your brain and like try to understand really hard. Try to understand a lot in this book. This is not like, I mean, you can get lost in this book, but it's not like a quick, easy rom-com that you can read like within 5 days and just kind of blow through it and like go through the emotional highs and lows. It's just a little bit more different. I do love sci-fi, so I am looking forward to reading this. So Marvelous Light. So this I am considering in this haul because I got this recently. So at my job, we actually have this little free library situation. So I bought about 6 books in and I've taken about 4, and this is one of them. This was in my Amazon save later for the longest time. And then after they've been on there for like 6 months, I end up deleting them because I'm like, I haven't bought it yet, so it's not a priority. But this is about Robin struggling to be a good older brother, a responsible employer, and when an administrative mistake sees him named the civil service liaison to a hidden magical society, he discovered what's been operating beneath the unextraordinary reality he's always known. Now Robin must contend with the beauty and danger of magic, an excruciating deadly curse, and the alarming visions of the future that come with it. Not to mention Edwin, his cold, prickly counterpart in the magical bureaucracy, who clearly wishes Robin were anyone and anywhere else. That's just a little bit about this book. Again, this book has really great reviews. I love magic, I love fantasy, and so I just hope that this book is really good. It lives up to the hype. I love the cover of this novel. It's always like really drawn my attention. I just love the colors that they use. I think they're really beautiful, and this is by Freya Marski. I got this next book on Amazon Prime as well, and I think I'm gonna put this on my August TBR. This is Look Closer by David Ellis. So this is about a newlywed couple, I think, who moves into a house. A wealthy Chicago couple, Simon and Vicky, with a stable, if unexciting marriage. But with these two, absolutely nothing is as it seems. When a beautiful socialite is found hanging in a mansion in a nearby suburb, Simon and Vicky's complex web of secrets begins to unravel. A whirlwind affair. What? A $20 million trust fund about to come due, a decades-long grudge, and an obsession with revenge. These are just a few of their lives with devastating consequences. Both Vicky and Simon are liars, but just who exactly is conning who? Prepare to question everything you think you know in this wickedly clever novel of greed, revenge, obsession, and quite possibly the perfect murder. It just sounds really, really good. I love a good thriller. This looks like it's going to take some time to read. I just love a good thriller. Something about the title really got me in the cover of this book. The lady in the window, the guy on the street. So I'm so excited to read this thriller. Yeah, just rereading that. I think I'm going to put this on my August TBR. Yeah. You guys let me know if you've read this and if you liked it. Okay, so you guys have probably seen this book everywhere, like I have. So this is The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I don't know what this is called. Is it called Brushed or Painted Pages? I don't know what this is called, but it is so beautiful. Ugh, love it. I ended up getting the hardback of this. It was more expensive than the paperback, but I just thought this version was so beautiful. I actually just saw something, you guys, on Instagram about this book becoming a novel, and guess who's playing the sisters? Guess. Dakota and Elle Fanning. Like, I just love Dakota Fanning. I grew up watching a lot of her movies and stuff, and I'm a big fan of her acting. I think she's a fantastic actress, excuse me. So this is about World War II, and it's like two sisters who are taking opposite positions in the war. Stories of two sisters separated by years and experience, by ideals, passion, and circumstance, each embarking on her own dangerous path towards survival, love, and freedom in Germany-occupied, war-torn France. a heartbreakingly beautiful novel that celebrates the resilience of human spirit and the durability of women. It is a novel for everyone, a novel for a lifetime. I am so excited to read this. I'm normally not a big historical fiction, but there's been another one that I read that I really actually ended up loving, so I wanted to give this one a try as well. She has a couple of books that are just so highly rated, so this will give me a good glimpse into if I will be reading more. I think The Woman is kind of in the back of my mind in The Four Winds as well. If you guys have read her, let me know what you think. This is likely on my August TBR. The next book is The Only One Left by Riley Sager. At 17, Lenora Hope hung her sister with a rope. Now reduced to a schoolyard chant, the Hope family murder shocked the Marine Coast one bloody night in 1929. While most people assumed 17-year-old Lenora was responsible, the police were never able to prove it. Other than her denial after the killing, she has never spoken publicly about that night, nor has she set foot outside of Hope's End, the cliffside mansion where the massacre occurred. In 1983, a home health aide, Kit McDeer, arrives at the decaying Hope's End to care for Lenora after her previous nurse fled in the middle of the night. In her 70s and confined to a wheelchair, Lenora was rendered mute by a series of strokes and can only communicate with Kit by tapping out sentences on an old typewriter. One night, Lenora uses it to make a tantalizing offer. I want to tell you everything. As Kit helps Lenora write about events leading to the Hope family massacre, it becomes clear there's more to the tale than people know. But when the new details about her predecessor's departure come to light, Kit starts to suspect Lenora might not be telling the complete truth, and that seemingly harmless woman in her care could be far more dangerous than she first thought. I don't know, this seems like a really good thriller. It kind of reminds me a little bit of The Silent Patient, if you guys have read that book, and I think that's why I lean towards wanting to give this book a try. Again, it had really decent reviews on Amazon, so I wanted to give it a go. If you guys have read The Silent Patient, then you know what I'm talking about. Oh, this idea of this person being silent after experiencing something that was very tragic and terrifying, and then coming out to tell the story. And what is the story? We still don't know, and I think that that would be cool to get into. So next on the list, I actually picked this up from Walmart after I got this haul, and I was like, I'm not gonna buy any more books, but I just gotta be very honest with you, this is what convinced me to get it. Look at the side of this book. It's so beautiful. A Fated Pair, A World-Changing Secret, An Impossible Choice. A Forbidden Alchemy by Stacey McEwen. If you guys have read this book, let me know. It is just such a beautiful book. We love a map, okay? There's a map inside. The sides, come on, like one of my favorite ones. The first book I ever got like that, I think, was Onyx Storm, and I was like, oh, it's so cool. I'm obsessed that they're doing this more now. I think it looks so cool, especially because, you know, we used to, growing up, everyone put the spines out, but I've seen a lot of people like put this side out now, and now there's like artwork to display there. So anyway, this book is about Nina and Patrick are 12 years old when they're whisked away from their disenfranchised mining town to a dazzling Bellevere City to test for magical abilities. Nina's lifelong dream to become an artisan, a powerful elemental mage who fulfills the city's grand ambitions, while Patrick wants only to reunite with his family of craftsmen in the mines. Together they discover a devastating secret. Artisans aren't born, but they're chosen. Who knew? With this information, they part ways. Patrick returns home while Nina finds her place as one of the rarest, most coveted types of artisan. When a craftsman revolution ignites years later, Nina is captured by Patrick's rebel group, and he hasn't forgotten her. In fact, he needs her help for a mission that could shift the tides against Bellevere City. She reluctantly agrees to aid him, battling the sparks between them. Ooh, sparks fly. But when Nina's first love reappears, asking her to betray Patrick for the artisans, she faces an impossible choice that will determine the fate of their world. No big deal, Nina, but there's a lot on your shoulders in this book, and I'm just looking forward to it. I just think this is gonna be so cute. This is a fantasy novel for sure. I love a good fantasy. I love a little romantasy or fantasy, romantasy, whatever the kids are calling it these days. This is just right up my alley. And I haven't read anything by this author. I think all these authors are pretty much new to me, which is pretty cool. Oh, except for one or two, maybe three. Excuse me. Yeah, I've not read anything by this author. I just thought this book was so beautiful and it looked interesting, so we will give it a go. And this also might be on my August TBR. Okay, so the next book I'm so freaking excited about. This is Recursion by Blake Crouch. I read Dark Matter in like a few days. It is just such a quick read, but I love his style of writing. Again, this is like I think this is sci-fi. I think this is a sci-fi kind of book. I am a big sci-fi mindbender type of reader and watcher of television and shows. I love those kinds of things. It just does something to me. I can't explain it. It is about reality being broken. At first, it looks like a disease, an epidemic that spreads through known means, driving its victims mad with memories of a life they never lived. But the force that's sweeping the world is no pathogen. It's just the first shockwave, unleashed by a stunning discovery. And what's in jeopardy is not our minds, but the fabric of time itself. In New York City, Detective Barry Sutton is closing in on the truth. And in a remote laboratory, neuroscientist Helena Smith is unaware that she alone holds the key to this mystery and the tools for fighting back. Together, Barry and Helena will have to confront their enemy, for they and the world are trapped in a loop of ever-growing chaos. Yeah, it just sounds so good. And if it reads like dark matter, I just know it's going to be good. This is also very likely going to be, I'm just saying everything's going to be in my TBR, but I just need a quick, in between some of those thicker, larger books, I need quick reads like this to get me through and hit my book goal of the year, and also just like to give my brain a break, because some of these books are big. I'm looking forward to reading this book and probably reading more from this author. I just love these quick sci-fi, mind-bending type of reads to binge on a weekend or something like that. So right up my alley with sci-fi. You guys have probably seen and read this. It has so many rave reviews, and I'm just so excited to get into this world. So this is about a guy, his wife is taken, his people are enslaved. Driven by a longing for justice and memory of lost love, Darrow will stop at nothing to bring down his enemies, even if he must become one of them to do so. For the first time, red will rise. So I'm just so excited. I probably won't read this next month because, again, I have a lot of books to get into, and I know this is a series, so I just don't want to get into it, but I just heard so many fantastic things, and I just hope it lives up to the hype. It's also a part of the haul, Never Lie by Frida McFadden. I have read Frida McFadden before. I have mixed feelings about her. I was not a fan of The Teacher, but I did like the Housemaid series, so I thought I would give this a try. What I love about Frida McFadden's book is the readability of them, and that is why I picked this up. It also had decent reviews, which I know not to trust anymore about these books, but I will keep that to myself. But so newlyweds, they're searching for the house of their dream. They're visiting a house that's like on their list to consider, and they end up getting trapped there in a snowstorm, and things are creepy. The main character is getting a little restless. She has a secret that she's holding, so she ends up listening to the tapes of the person who lived there. The person who lived there was a psychiatrist. She used to record all the sessions with her patients, and it's about this main character going through and listening to all these tapes and kind of knowing more about these people. And this therapist also has disappeared, and they're in this old therapist's house and all this stuff. And so yeah, this was an interesting read, but this was a part of the haul. If you're looking for a quick kind of thriller read, Frida McFadden is the way to go. But I will say I love the Housemaid series more than this or any other book that I've read by Frida McFadden. Last two books. So I actually have started this book because I need to read one more book for the month of July, and so this is Happiness for Beginners by Catherine Center. I have read Things You Save in a Fire. I got this from the library a year or two ago, and I absolutely love that book. So I wanted to give one of her books a try just to see if I like them as well. And so this again is Happiness for Beginners. This is about Helen. So she is trying to bounce back after going through a divorce, and she ends up signing up for this like survival type of camp deal just to like really get close with herself, like really emerge in nature, like bounce back. And somehow her little brother's best friend ends up on the same trip as her, and so this is about them navigating that together and her getting her groove back, and then also, you know, her going through this survival camp with this guy who she was not expecting to be there. Like, this was going to be her moment for her, and so now she kind of has to adjust to now being there with this guy who she thought was an annoying kid growing up and stuff like that. And so far it is pretty good. It says coming to Netflix soon, but I checked and this was already a movie on Netflix, and so after I read, I'm definitely going to be watching that. Okay, so the last book in this haul is The House of Flame and Shadow by Sarah J. Maas. I have read the other two books in this trilogy, and Sarah. Things are just not going to be as fresh. This is a lot of book to get through, and I read the second book like maybe a month or so ago. I finished it. I've started it a little bit. This is going to be like my base book, I think, for the month of August. I've already started it. Hopefully I can finish it by the end of August. And by base book, I mean this is going to be my downtime book, and then I will be reading this book in addition to another book constantly. So while this book is probably going to be staying the same, I'm going to be reading this book, I will just be rotating through other books, reading at the same time, so that I am actually going to hit my book goal for August to stay on track for the year. So say like very deep fantasy, so many different kinds of creatures, cute little otters that carry messages. There's dragons, there's fairies, there's like deer, like people, there's every kind of creature, which I absolutely love about this series. And so the last book ended, she actually ended up with Rysand, who's from Akatar. And so I am interested to see how that plays out. Bryce Quinlan never expected to leave Midgard, and now that she has, all she wants is to get back. Everything she loves is in Midgard. Her family, family, her friends, her mate. Stranded in a strange new world, she's going to need help to keep all her wits about her if she wants to find her way home again. And that's no easy feat when she has no idea who to trust. Hunt Athalar, who is her mate, has found himself in some deep holes in his life, but this one might be the deepest of all. After a few brief months of having everything he ever wanted, he's imprisoned again, stripped of his freedom, and without a clue as to Bryce's fate. He's desperate to help her, but until he can escape the Astari's leash, his hands are quite literally tied. So this second book was kind of about them like breaking this order, realizing the superpower who is ahead of this world, who's running this world. They're not all they're cracked up to be. Shocker. Like shocker, shocker, shocker. A lot of these books are about that. Realizing leadership is not what they're cracked up to be. There's sitting on a throne of lies. Where's that from? Anyway, so yeah, this is a continuation of that series. This book, it just intimidates me so much. And I've read the other two, but like, it's just a lot to commit to. So that is it for my book haul, you guys. My TBR is way too long. And I will be cranking through these books. If you guys are looking for any specific type of content, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. Like I said, this is new for me. I'm experimenting. I'm trying something new. I'm stepping out there, and I hope it goes well, but maybe this will just be my little hobby corner where I just talk about books and things I like. So what are you guys currently reading? Let me know what kind of genre you're in right now. Like I said, I'm in the romance genre. I just read a couple of darker, more thriller type of books, and I need something light, something happiness, something bright, something romancing, something quick to end the month on a good note. And so this is what my current read is. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up because that supports me and my channel, which I'm so appreciative of. And of course, subscribe for more content. I will catch you guys very soon. Bye.